remembering that throughout all of these years, I'm still hearing news stories. I'm listening to my family talk about, how crazy these people are. One day in school, my teacher handed out these magazines, and the cover of the magazine had these women on it, and I can't remember if they were from Iraq or Afghanistan, but they were covered in burqas. The whole lesson that day was just talking about how oppressed these women are, and all of us were just horrified. And when you don't know anything about a culture, and especially in America, to see women wearing that was just so scary, especially when we're all thinking like they hate us, they want to take us over. And I do know that there are some countries that force women to cover even if they don't necessarily want to, but I do also know now that some women choose to cover. And then just to kind of quickly cover my high school years, with the war still happening, still hearing all of these horrible news stories. At my school, at least, which is one of the better schools in the state that I live in, we were never taught anything about Arab or Islamic countries. We may have briefly touched on it when we were talking about the aftermath of World War I, but we never talked about their specific histories and how we were involved in a lot of their conflicts. It is embarrassing how little myself and so many other Americans know about the Arab world. Even still today, sometimes I'll hear of a country and I'm like, wow, I never even knew that existed. Something else that reinforced and validated this fear and prejudice that I was developing is Hollywood movies. I mentioned in that video how my dad would watch the movie The Siege all the time, and I don't know how many of you have seen that movie, but it is very disturbing. Literally every time I would hear the Arabic music playing, which is the soundtrack in the movie, I would have to leave the room because I just made that association that it's dangerous, something bad's going to happen. And also the movie Not Without My Daughter with Sally Field. My sister married an Arab man 10 years ago, and they lived in Oman together for a couple of years, and every single one of our family members mentioned that movie when she told them. When you're only shown a group of people doing dangerous things, you believe they're dangerous.